Anton was a fucking menace, okay? Like, this ghost was mean. He was crazy. He was controlling. Like, he was not only a bog hog in real life, but he was worse afterlife. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was not only jumping into people, possessing them, he was throwing them into the backboard. Like, come on. This guy was really pissed off. And you can tell because he loved basketball so much. Like, how you gonna take me away doing something I love in the middle of it? Welcome back to Pure Glass Podcast, my creative space where I keep things all the way transparent about these movies. So listen, y'all, as you can tell by the title, we're going to talk about The Sixth Man. This is one of my favorite Wayans movies. This is one of my favorite Wayans movies, and it's honestly one of Marlon's best roles because it touches on the dramatic side that he did so well on, as well as the comedic side. And this movie had me in tears. Okay, especially when you haven't seen it in a while. Like, this shit will have you rolling, alright? So, before I continue, because I be slipping on this in my other videos, and y'all really don't be doing this shit. If you are liking my videos, if you're coming back, if you're watching longer than a minute, longer than 30 seconds, you feel me? Hit that like button, it's free, it helps the channel, and also be sure to subscribe so you can see more of my face. If you coming back, you like what I'm saying, so hit that subscribe button, and let's keep this thing rolling. The Sixth Man starts off like any other athletic film. You know, it's all hopeful. He starts off as the kids. You got Kenny and, hold on, A.K. Anton and Kenny, okay, because I remember their mom. A and K all the way. But listen, so we got Anton and Kenny, which is played by, we get to see like their dynamic on the court and who's more of the ladies' man and who has more control, which is Kadeem Hardison's character, okay? And unfortunately, you know, it progresses into their adult life. They're in college, and unfortunately, it takes a dark turn when Anton dies mid-dunk, y'all. So it's probably like maybe 10-15 minutes into the movie. Anton is clearly like the captain. He's the ringleader of the guys of the team. You know, he has that sauce, you know what I'm saying? And so unfortunately, he dies during mid-dunk. And so he gets a heart attack and he dies. Which is very unfortunate. This is why I like the dramatic part of this movie, because it touches on Marlon Wayans' strength in that part, because we see him being a clown in all his films. And so when he's showing his serious side, you know, death within the family, like brotherly love and shit like that, it's like, oh, he did so good. But aside from that shit, come on now, like this ghost, he was completely unhinged, and I think that's why he didn't cross over. Like, normally, I know because Casper told me, you know, when ghosts have unfinished business, they would linger on the earth and, you know, haunt people until they're finished, until their business is finished. And so Anton was really, really upset that he died during the dunk. He was really pissed off that he died during something that he loves so much. So instead of crossing over peacefully and being, you know, a helpful angelly assistant in the skies, he came back mad as shit. Like, no one else clocked this, and we all laughing at home watching the movie. We laughing because it's Marlon Wayans, he's screaming and shit. But really, Anton was a fucking menace, okay? Like, this ghost was mean. He was crazy. He was controlling. Like, he was not only a bog hog in real life, but he was worse afterlife. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was not only jumping into people, possessing them, he was throwing them into the backboard. Like, come on. This guy was really pissed off. And you can tell because he loved basketball so much. Like, how you gonna take me away doing something I love in the middle of it? Like, you know what I'm saying? He was pissed the fuck off. And so it's just like, dude, chill out. And then poor Kenny, you know, he got this boy looking like he on crack. And not even that. He got him looking like he is just, I don't know, like boy, imagine this. You getting ready for practice okay, whether that's basketball, soccer, whatever the case may be, and you see one of your teammates coming up to you, being flipped around on the side, like back like a fucking pancake, like, what would you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, he had his brother looking all types of foolishness, and I'm like, dude, you even popping up on his date. You know what I'm saying? With that weirdo RC St. John. What the fuck type of name is that? But anyways, he on a date with her, and he popping up in the middle of the table. And it's fucked up because he the only one that can see him. And so when he popping up, he gotta tilt his head like this to talk to old girl. And she's so dumb. I don't know if she was just doing this just to get to the story. I don't know if she was really just trying to play into him because she liked him so much. But like, bro, ain't no way in hell I would be patient enough to sit through a date with someone who's talking to me like this. Like, what are you on? What are you on? I'm surprised that those commentators and those reporters and everyone who sat on the sidelines watching these games, I'm surprised that none of them called a psychologist. No one called anyone. Like, y'all saw, a couple of people saw that ball swoop out of his hands and go into the hoop. It didn't touch his fingers at all. And it was like a good, it was like a good space like this. The ball would whoop. How on earth? All y'all see this shit and y'all just like, huh? Hell no, this team is possessed. Like, it's some poltergeist going on this court. Like, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the one who think, you know, to that level, because I believe in the spiritual world. I definitely believe that spirits exist. I believe in demons, angels. I believe in God and the devil, okay? I believe in all that. And so when I see stuff moving that's not supposed to be moving, or balls floating away that's not really touching anything, I'm gonna assume automatically it's a ghost. I don't know how they sat there and watched this shit and didn't think something serious was going on, and then and then you got poor Kenny. What can he do? Really? Because not only was that his big brother who was, you know, had all this ego to him, you know, he MVP. You feel me? He the fucking captain. He the MVP. He who girls naturally seek. Okay, he that nigga. Whatever. So with that ego on him, he's intimidating to people, especially to his little brother. And so if you had all this influence in the real life, how can you expect Kenny to calmly tell you to go away? You know what I'm saying? Like, we saw how he got when the team came in. The team came in to confront Kenny because this was after he was jumping into them like, okay, you know what? If you want to help me get extra points in my game, that's one thing. You jumping into me, possessing me, no, nigga, you gotta go. Go back to whatever fuck you came from. Like, no, you can't be doing that. And so they wanted to confront him about all this extra stuff he was doing. You know what he did? Chow, he was flipping the bed up. He was throwing chairs. He was really like making it known like, y'all ain't getting rid of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was fucking crazy. And so I just felt sorry for Kenny because he like, I know this is wrong. I know it's not right to get assistance from a ghost, but if I tell him no, y'all, he gonna kill me. Like, he was probably scared shitless. So I just felt like Kenny was in a rock and a hard place. Like, you know, as much as he wanted to tell him, like, you know, this ain't right. We cheating. You know, we got help from the fucking afterlife. Like, ain't nobody else touching this shit. This is worse than steroids. Okay, so he felt that pressure. But at the same time, it's like, damn, I don't want to upset the dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some other type of shit. You know, so I felt his pain. You know, like, what can he do? So would you even want a ghostly assistant? Like, let's just clock that T real quick. Like, let's just say anyone, whether it's sports, your job, whatever the case may be, something you kind of lacking in, would you want help from a ghost? Like, really think about it. I don't know. It depends. I guess it depends. Yeah, like, again, I was talking about the commentators and stuff. When it came to basketball logic and movie logic, like, movie logic is funny. Like I said, we all at home getting the kiki out of this shit. Stuff moving by itself. We know it's the ghost. But then when you basketball logic, let's just think about the actual game for a minute. This shit ain't natural, okay? Okay, and I don't have to be a huge basketball fan to know that stuff don't be floating around without a point of contact. Okay? That I know. Beneath all the, you know, craziness from that unhinged ghost, and beneath all the, you know, the commentary and the comedic relief, this movie did pull on our heartstrings when it came to brotherly love and just grief when it comes to family and just losing someone close to you. Like, that sucks, and it does take a toll on you, but at the same time, it's like, he had a responsibility as far as the whole team. They all had a responsibility as far as showing up and playing the game. You know what I'm saying? And as hard as that was in the beginning, knowing that they lost such a valuable player, you still had to pull yourself together, show out for the crowd, and then go hard for the one that you had lost, because you don't want the rest of the season or his memory to be in vain, especially how he died. It's not like he died, you know, off court or something like that. It was during the game. And so as heartbreaking as it was, you know, it was pulling on our heartstrings, I like that it touched on that grief stuff too. Like, that was just really deep. So it was a bittersweet ending for real, for real. Like I said, it had us all in our heart, and it had us all in our feelings. Like, when Ant was about to help the ball go into the hoop, thinking they needed his help or whatever, and Kenny was like, nah, like, just let it go, and let's see what happens. This is the last game. And sure enough, it went in. They won. They didn't need his help, and that was his closing to, you know, going off to heaven, or that was afterlife. But crossing over, you know what I'm saying? He finally crossed over once he realized that, okay, they really don't need my help. They can pull this off together. They a team, you know what I'm saying? So it touched on so much funny shit, but at the same time, it touched on a lot of deep stuff too, if you take away some of the comedy. So I love this movie so much. Like I said, it's one of Marlon Wayans' best movies because of what I just mentioned. And yeah, it was actually cool. It was typical of him to play that type of role, because that's what he normally plays, like the sad broken brother, or the sad, not even sad, it's like the goofy younger brother. He typically plays those roles. So I like that it was casted with Kadeem Hardison instead of another Wayans. So I really like this film. My final thoughts on The Sixth Man is this. The Sixth Man is pure 90s chaos, okay? As much as I love this film and it was touching on some deep stuff, it was also just about a basketball ghost who refuses to let the fuck go, okay? Like, he was unhinged. He didn't want you to win without him. He felt like you needed him. It had wild movie logic, and no one else seems to put the two and two to connect dots, okay? No one was connecting any dots. They was just blind to anything that was going on in the court, okay? So I'm gonna ask the question again before I close this out. Would you want a ghostly assistant? Leave your comments below and let me know what you think. If anything, Anton was out here proving us that death ain't the end, it's just overtime, okay? Let me know what you guys think about this podcast, and let me know what you guys think about the movie. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and I'll see y'all in the next one.